Saudi Arabia, Egypt immediately deployed its troops in this area to protect Arab Gulf countries. So now they realize that Egypt is always standing at the door to come immediately, and President Sisi said that it's just a matter of how the flight will take to reach you and help you.
Okay. Now, sir, let's tackle the visit from the economic perspective. Of course, this was basically an energy summit, and Egypt now is looking forward to achieve some progress in the field of energy and renewable energy, and also increasing or boosting its economic ties with Gulf countries, particularly the United Arab Emirates. The president with representatives of Emirati companies. He called on Emirati investors to come to Egypt and invest in the country. So do you think that the upcoming period is going to witness more cooperation between Egypt and Gulf countries, providing more job opportunities and exploring fields of energy by Gulf countries, especially the UAE?
Let me say that what happened concerning oil money and oil prices plunged sharply. This is blessing in disguise for Egypt and for Arab Gulf countries. I mean oil countries, because they realize that they should not depend entirely
on oil.
Yes. In the meantime, I don't think it will be more exploration for oil in Egypt or in these Arab countries. They are now shifting their investments to geographical and agricultural expansions in Egypt, in Sudan, in Arab countries.
And construction as well.
Exactly, yes. Different investments. In the past, Arab Gulf countries used to depend or to base their future investments on oil revenues. Now they discover that this is uncertain future.
Yes.
They should shift to, and Egypt is the more or most stable country in the area, and they are confident that their investments in Egypt, irrespective of the size of these investments, hundreds of billions of US dollars, are safe and will be safe. Even rulers or regimes are different, but their investments will be safe and safer than oil investments. So this is blessing in disguise for
but actually,
Egypt and Egypt.
The Gulf countries did not cut down their investments in Egypt, although they are suffering from the decline in oil prices. So this is also a very good gesture from the Gulf countries.
Yes, as I said, blessing in disguise. They will shift now their dependence on oil money to increase their wealth, to launch development projects, and there is also one thing very important. For example, United Arab Emirates are very small. They cannot expand their development project there. So as long as Arab countries are one country, our sister countries, why not to expand our territory
cross-border
in Arab? Yes, that's good expression, across the border. So this is what we are going to witness in the future.
Okay, the president also received the Sheikh Zayed Energy of the Future Award yesterday during his participation in the Energy Summit. So what's the significance of this award?
I think the most prestigious award President Sisi received in UAE and also in Kuwait, how the Kuwaiti people and the government and how the UAE government and people received him.
Yes.
So this is, ceremonious awards, ceremoniously given to him. But the reaction when he landed in those two countries, Arab two countries, it was like a hero welcome. He was given a hero welcome in Kuwait and in because they realized that this man suddenly came to the limelight.
To save the region.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes. To save his country, to save the entire Arab countries. And also in African countries, now Egypt has restored its strong and influential rule in Africa. And many African countries now are realizing that their progress depends largely on Egypt's, on strong Egypt. And I think the big prize Egypt will have under President Sisi is the non-permanent seat in UN Security Council next year.
Actually, many African countries are supporting Egypt.
So President Sisi is achieving many successes domestically, Egypt, regionally, in Arab area and in Africa, and internationally when Egypt will be given, regardless of the European Union's negative reaction to what's happening. And if you allow me, I want to comment on what in the European Parliament statement. I think European Parliament wants to retaliate to the Egyptian new system to control the performance of NGOs. We all know that. You know, this is, tug of war.
Yes.
Egypt appointed the presidency, or President Sisi appointed Mrs.
The European Commissioner?
No, for security. Security, Mrs. She was ambassador and she was Minister of International Cooperation. Yes. Okay. He gave her the security file concerning the performance of NGOs here in Egypt. This was a very big blow given to NGOs connected to human rights, connected to Western circles. So EU, European Parliament, 2 days ago wants to retaliate to Egypt's new rules or to govern the performance of not local NGOs, which are Egyptian pure, if I can say that, but to control those NGOs which try to break the sovereignty of the country.
Okay, so why in your opinion the European Parliament is acting like this, and the European Parliament itself was supporting Egypt's presidential elections, and he said that it was so successful and fair, and actually he sent monitors. Why now the European Parliament is changing his position regarding the political life in Egypt?
You mentioned very good point that it changed its mind or its heart towards stability in Egypt or political situation in Egypt only after Egypt ordered all NGOs, especially those with connections with Western circles, to try to amend, to restructure. So this will limit the performance of those NGOs. So European Parliament is not satisfied with the new NGOs law, and everybody knows that about 10 NGOs already moved to different capitals to resume their. So European Parliament is not happy, is unhappy with the new steps in Egypt to control. I should say control the activities of NGOs.
So I want to get back to President Sisi's visit to the United Arab Emirates. There he conducted 2 interviews with Sky News and with Abu Dhabi Channel 1 interviews. So taking a look at both interviews, in your opinion, what were the main topics tackled by the President in those interviews?
I should say this man, not President Sisi, because he is always reminding the people that I'm not a political leader. I'm someone, citizen, sincere citizen, who wants to rebuild his country, to protect it against threats and also to Arabs. The main points raised during his interviews with those Sky News and
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is that the security in Arab region should not be divided, should not be isolated from each other, should not be dependent on foreign countries like Washington, like European capitals. And we realized, or we witnessed that when 12 people were killed in France, Europe was rocked. There was a shock. And world leaders from different countries came to mourn those people. But in the meantime, there are more than hundreds of thousands of Muslims or Arabs being killed or
All over the world.
homeless,
Yes.
but no one cares.
Yes.
And the I should say interesting thing is that children in Iraq were killed because of economic sanctions imposed by Europeans and the Americans. So those who marched in the French rally were not people defending the freedom of thoughts. They were murderers. And I wrote an article in the Egyptian Gazette saying that wolves in sheep's clothing march in French rally. And I inquired why former U.S. President George W. Bush, Tony Blair, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, leader of Boko Haram, why they didn't go to join this and link their arms
With Netanyahu.
Exactly, yes, with Netanyahu, with Holland, France, of France.
We just want to one final comment about the President Al-Fattah el-Sisi's expected visit tomorrow to Davos, and he's going to give an important speech also about the situation here in Egypt. So to what extent Egypt's participation in such an important conference can help in promoting for the upcoming economic summit in March and show more investment opportunities to investors?
Yeah, this is a good question. You know, because of his determination to take part in Davos, so Egypt diplomacy has already prepared the stage for him to make a big success. So if he is not sure that his presence in Davos will lead to regional and international results unprecedented, he would not go. So he is confident that his presence will change something fruitfully in Egypt and Arab countries, and he is supported by Arab countries which control or which motivate the world economy by the oil. Yes.
Sir, we would like to thank you very much, Mr. Mohsen El Arishi, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of the Egyptian Gazette. Thank you very much for coming to